I was asked to begin giving a little bit of an overview of where we see industry performance right now. As you've heard the three presenters before, Tim, Maria, and Scott, there's a lot of change that's ongoing, much more change to come. And so one of the things that we are asked to do, and it's in our role and responsibility, is to make sure that the industry is continuing on its journey to excellence as we become more efficient and more cost competitive as an industry, which we fully believe is necessary. I'm going to start off by saying that through the second quarter of 2020, we see the industry is performing at its highest levels ever. The industry actually improved from the first quarter to the second quarter. And if you think about it, the first quarter really was pre-pandemic because that went through March. There were a couple of weeks, but the majority of the second quarter was largely transitioning our workforces, our outages, the performance at the stations through the pandemic. We did see that the industry took some strong early actions as we rolled into the pandemic and made some of the initial changes to our workforce, our workflows. There were a few human performance events that popped up. We were paying attention to that. We were working with the industry. And I would say with resounding success, the industry took those on and adapted. And we have not seen the human performance events that we were in the first couple weeks in March. So the industry has really become very resilient through this pandemic. So just like the utility, we believe we have to innovate as well to do our jobs more effectively and more efficiently going forward. We have an impact on the industry, and how we go about doing our jobs at IMPO has direct and indirect cost and effect to the stations. So this is not all the innovations, and I can't spend all the time talking about all the things that we're innovating, but I can start at a very high level and say we are taking all of our operations through a formal innovation process. We began this about 2 years ago. We're using one out of a well-known university that has served us well. And through each one of these innovations, we begin with, how might we? How might we do things differently and better? And we develop an opportunity statement that then begins the work of, let's develop an innovation around that. The last thing I'll say about these innovations is that we're working and collaborating with the industry on every single one of these. All of our innovations have at least one chief nuclear officer sponsor, and many have multiple CNO sponsors. And what our next target is, when we're through with these innovations, which we think we will be in the next few months, we've committed by the end of this year that we will have a framework for a new operating model for IMPO. Our goal is to be more agile, more nimble, be able to meet the needs of the industry in a more efficient and effective way, and also to be able to allow the industry to be more efficient with the information that we collect on their behalf and help in the journey of excellence.